Hello, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Marhel Reacts. And if you're following me on my Twitch account, you can follow me on Marhel P. And if you are from Twitter, you can follow me there underscore MarXXV. So, guys, I just finished watching episode 18, and wow, the Hell Week just really started. And it's insane. So first off, the recap. Last week we have seen Mitch getting evicted from that Walking Dead twist. So I think it's pretty useless because it really didn't really make sense that Mitch was the second one to be in the Walking Dead, and at the same time he's leaving again the next day, the next eviction day. So uh, last week was not really sensible for me. It was not a good twist though, but it prolonged the game. So today, earlier, they have the Hell Week started with an alarm. I think that was an alarm. So they have to carry the bags of potatoes around the house, yelling, squatting, push ups, going to the pool, and a lot of things they had to do just to have a reward of sticks and chips. So they have to do that in order for them to have a nice meal. So they thought, but because they haven't won that chopping task last week, it was sad because when it was what challenge was that when they had to count the number of ducks, the number of birds. I think yeah, that was the game. The number of birds, and they failed the task. So unfortunately, they end up having zero budget. So they are running out of foods. Yeah, we have seen also from the scene of the first part of this episode where SJ eating chocolates hidden in the living room while the other housemates are sleeping. So she was being very hungry. The portion of the foods they intake are out of proportionate or out of rations already, out of budget. So they have to really earn their reward for them to have a nice meal, and they're doing that in for the sake of having good food to eat. And in the middle of that task, one of the people, I don't know, I haven't heard it really clearly if Daniel went in there because Big Brother called him or because Big Brother called someone on who wants to go in the diary room. Kindly confirm that I maybe I would replay that part, but he went to the diary room and Big Brother told him a secret mission where his bags of potatoes is replaced with balls that somehow like looks like bags of potatoes. So he must have to carry that throughout the task. He have to pretend that he is struggling. Uh, it's supposed that no one notices him that he's carrying the bag lightly. So bags of balls. So no one should um, notice it. So he should act somehow like struggling and painful, and he's not doing great with it. He's in a bad mood. So he's been doing that. And in reward, Big Brother will give him a secret reward. So he'll have to, yeah. So throughout the task, he's doing the acting. He's doing an Oscar awards. He's doing a lot of painful actions, performance level. So basically, he won that task. He won that secret mission, and throughout that bags of potatoes task with every house guest there, they have successfully won that challenge. So they went into the diary room, and they were shocked when they saw sticks. Not steaks, but sticks. Wood, sticks. It's a sticks and chips. Where's the chips? You can make chips out of potatoes. So they're not pleased, they're not happy about the result. So it is hell week. Big Brother is really torturing them with false rewards, false hopes, and if I were in that house, I would really be disappointed because I'm probably, if I'm one of those people there, I am hungry, I'm starving to death, and I want to eat a good food, but Big Brother is really mean to them, Big Brother. So they were not, they weren't really happy about it. They were, they were really, they were painful. They were having some pains, backs, legs. They're not really walking that well, carrying those bags of potatoes so hard. If I knew that would happen, I would just throw that bags of potatoes and be comfortable in the side, in the back of the seat, But Big Brother's really living that hell way. So aside from that, Big Brother called Danielle for his Circuit Award. So it's legit steak and fries and steak and chips. And I'm starving right now watching them eating that food. That's so yummy. So Daniel called has an option to invite one person to be eating with him. So he invited Adriana to be with him, accompanying him eating that food that is so delicious. So they were enjoying. You'll be seeing that they're enjoying the food while the other house guests were laying down and been so hard and Big Brother is so mean. Pretty short. This is the thumbnail right now is is what really happened when they're like, Big Brother, you're not great. This is after the task happened, so they're really sad about it. So I think they really prepared foods within. Yeah, within also the task, they have seen that Brenton's cooking the pumpkin breads. So like Brenton's really doing the damage control by making foods with them. Like I know they're hungry, I have to make food for everyone for them to be like, oh, Brenton's good. Like we should keep him. But there is insights. It's not buying it. Like I know this work, I know what you're doing, Brenton. You're doing the damage control. You're doing the, keeping safe. So Mary's not buying it. So I love that insight, Mary. So good it. And then proceeding to the night, they were sleeping early at that night. It's like 10 p.m. They have slept early because they're tired and they're like, oh, I'm tired. And yeah. And also in the between the day, the task, we have seen also um, some group of people in that cave room. They were Tilly, Mary, Charlotte. I don't know if Charlotte's there. Um, Sid, Marley, and Jesse had a conversation about prospecting Danielle to be on the block. They are like unanimously thinking about putting Danielle on the block, and then ended up Christina showed up in that conversation, and it was awkward. Ari was there too, so it was like Jesse asked Christina, "Who would you want to put up if you won the challenge?" And like Christina was getting suspicious about that conversation because it was awkward and everyone's very silent about it. When she came into the room. So when she went out of their cave room, she went directly to Danielle and told him that everyone in the cave room is getting suspicious. They've been silent and they've been asking me who do I want to put in the game on the block, and she said like um unless I have to get the power for me to choose people to because I agree to her what her statement is because you can't you may have said you have maybe a set of people to choose. You have really like okay these are people I'm going to choose, but it really depends on the power on the vote. You have to really balance the situation in the house before you make a decision. So you have to win a challenge before you really get a chance to cast a vote or cast the a power to nominate people. So I really agree to her statement, even though you are set to some certain people, but it really depends with the house. It maybe end up you someone like you a BFF or a best friend or your ally could be going home in case that person is an ally or a safe foe. So going to the nomination challenge, so probably it's the first time that in the middle of the night, the alarm buzzes off. The Hell Week isn't ending; it's just starting. So Big Brother woke them up at 1:37 a.m. with that alarm. It's like emergency. It's like there's gonna be a fire about it. But they were waking up by Big Brother, telling them that they have to prepare for the nomination challenge. And then they went to the nomination challenge in New York, where they have to be competing in teams. So it's a tag team challenge. Two teams are battling it out for their safety. So there's six members in each team. So we have the team captain, Brenton and Marley, and they have to choose a number for them to determine who's the first person to choose among the rest of the housemates. So Brenton chooses Christina, Jessie, Danielle, SJ, and mm, SJ and Sid. Yeah, and Marley's have chosen Mary, Charlotte, Adriana, uh, who's Adriana? How's the other one? Adriana, Marley, Mary. I forgot the other three. Ari, Tilly. I forgot the other one. So yeah. So again, it's Marley, Mary, Adriana, Charlotte, Tilly, and Ari. Those are the people who are on Marley's team. So round one, we have seen the yeah, the game is they have to slide down with a big platform. It's gonna be wetty. So they have to slide down, and when they reach to the bottom, they have to get that item. That's two circles that are combined with each other, and they have to one of them must have to put that item to their specific color of the square thingy on the sand. So the first person to put that on their respective colors boxes will win will earn 1 point. So first is we have seen Brenton versus Marley, and Marley won that, and it was really like okay, they're really battling it out because these two are two physical people, and they're really like, I want this, so they're really ganging up on that item for for them to win. But ended up Marley won that first round. Second round we have seen who won the challenge. We have seen um, I forgot is was it I forgot it was Tilly and Charlotte. And then when they slide down, Tilly just turned it up easily and Tilly won the competition. The next one is Mary versus SJ. SJ won that. So and then the next one was uh who's the other one? Jesse and uh who's the other one? Jesse and who's the other one? I forgot. Jesse and Charlotte. Because Tilly and Christina. Tilly and Christina, and then Jesse and Charlotte. Charlotte, no, Jesse won that competition versus Charlotte. And so it ended up 2 points for Brenton Sim and Marley's 2 points. And the final round, we have seen Ari versus Danielle, where the same as Brenton versus Marley, where they really wanted to win that. So they are battling it out, but ended up Ari just dragged Danielle off the sand, put that item in his box, and winning that score for their team. And Marlis won that competition. Congratulations for Marlis team. But I wonder, Adriana and Sid, we haven't seen them performing this challenge though. I need to see some pictures if they really did, because they've been there for 2 hours, and it's been like odd that they haven't been there. Like that's so fast. There's only 5 rounds, so there's 6 pairs, but only 5 rounds, and ended up Seda and Adriana did not even get the chance to perform that task. Was it cut out? Because I've seen Sid taking off his shirt. I think he's preparing for it, but Adriana, I haven't seen her taking off her clothing. So I'm confused with that. So Marlies won that competition, and Big Brother just told them the eviction is happening in few hours. So basically, that competition just ended at 4 a.m. and probably the eviction is coming at 6 a.m. That's like they've been there like 2 hours for them to decide and to cast their vote on who to evict. So the Marlies team, Charlotte, Tilly, Ari, Brent, Tilly, Marley, and Ari went to the diary room and cast her vote. So they have decided. Marley had a voice. I'm loving this Marley right now because Danielle's not there. Marley had the chance to have the conversation. So they said that we have renaming one of the names, each names, and you have to raise up if you want this person to be on the nomination block. So Jesse, there's only 2 votes. SJ, no votes. Um, but when they casted, when they picked Christina, all of them, Brenton, all of them. So it is unanimously they wanted Brenton and Christina on the block, and SJ as their safe vote because basically she's not going home for their idea. And we have seen Sid, Jesse, and Danielle are not on the block because Marlene could not put up Jesse, and Adriana could not put up Danielle, and Sid is not a threat to them. So, going to the living room, it was announced that Christina and Benton and SJ is up for eviction. And SJ was shocked. I don't know if shocked, but the power couple are like, again, like for the past week, they're still there together on the chopping block at the same time for respective days, respective evictions. They end up being together. So that's why I'm telling you guys. The last week was like useless at some point. The twist was kind of off for me because Mitch left and Brenton left today. So like I don't know what's the reasoning there, but yeah. So from this episode, we're clearly like saying Christina is safe because Benton and Christina had an alliance or somehow kind of like a mutual understanding with Danielle, Adriana, Charlotte, and Tilly, and they have that save us. Let's get off SJ, and that's what happened with their voting, and because Daniel really rallied up by evicting Mitch last episode, and Christy automatically as Danielle and I know Benton and Christine is on their side already. So like because Daniel really pitched that Mitch to go home, and yeah, and SJ and Christine had a really good conversations last week from that Walking Dead twist. They have really that conversation that we want to put up or get out Jesse, and let's talk about that tomorrow. So that's what really happens, and then it ends up that people are torn on evicting Brenton or SJ. It really ends up on Brenton and SJ this time, and SJ really pitched to Danielle like really that is that twist in his mind like SJ talked to Danielle and asked, "Would you want me to be in the final three? Do you want me to be in the final three?" Because going to final three when you're talking about the longevity of the game. Although Danielle Benton would be an ally to him physically if Benton ends up winning competitions, he would be safe. But in finale, he would not win. over Benton. So if SJ is on with him on the final three, he would win over SJ. That's for sure. Because people would see that Daniel's good, like what we're doing right now. At what we're seeing about Daniel right now. He's a really good gamer. But yes, he's torn between um um who to vote out from the two. So going to the eviction room, he kind of said that he wants to, he really straight up said to Sonia that he's torn between evicting these two housemates because he is in a kind of a, like alliance. He wants to build an army with Benton, but at the same time, he had a good relationship with SJ for the long time. They have good conversations and they have a good to some certain points. So that's why he's kind of torn about who to vote out. So he's reasonable about that. So they've been pitching. Yes, was crying, and yeah. So the normal eviction room isn't really that isn't really have big drama. It's just Daniel's talking about it all the time, and then we end up in the eviction room. Uh, People casted their votes. All the teams, even though Marty's team won the challenge, they have the power still to cast their vote on who to evict. So Christina got 1 point from Daniel because Daniel doesn't want to vote out either Brenton on and SJ. So he thinks also Christina doesn't have a cast to vote evict. So SJ got 3 points. I think Brenton and Christina clearly, obviously evicted Mary and SJ, and Adriana voted out SJ as well. So the rest of the house evicted Brenton. So with 8 votes, Brenton is out of the game at 6 o'clock in the morning. Early in the morning, he's out. It's the first time we have seen a Big Brother. Big Brother. I think all of the franchise in Big Brother, aside from self evicting, um, that a house guest went home 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the first time. Well, that happens. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Christina because she will not be looked at again as a power couple. Because when Brenton wasn't on the house yet, she is playing safe in the house. Although she's not really floating, but she has a good position in the house where she isn't really looked as a physical threat. She's not looked as like a threat in everybody. But when Brenton came, automatically Christina's allies were like shocked. Where like, Where's Christina? She's hanging out with Brenton. Oh, that's dangerous because Brenton's not working with us, of course. So automatically, right now I'm happy for her position because she doesn't need a person to be really doing it. So needs to go back with Ari, with Sid, and form alliance again. So she just needs to do damage control with that. So yeah, Christina, you should go back with those people. Yeah. So next she's really, and then the previous she's really like fired up and wanted to take some revenge. I know what's gonna happen next episode, but I want to see how it works. So it's gonna be another second day of Hell Week. What do you think is happening tomorrow's on episode 19? I mean, I haven't watched it yet. If you have seen it, if you want to spoil with me, I know already what's happening. I already know who went home, but I want to know how they did end there. I'm shocked as well. So I'll be talking about my reaction tomorrow on episode 19. So guys, that ends up my thoughts on episode 18 for Big Brother Australia 2021. I hope that you loved every single moment you're watching with me. So just follow me on Twitch at MarhelP and YouTube Marhel Reaction on Twitter, Periscope underscore MarXXV. So guys, comment down below if you have more, if you have some thoughts that you want to share with me so I can reply. And I'm excited for episode 19. So let's watch again this tomorrow, episode 19, 10 p.m. I will be watching that 10 p.m. Philippine time. That's 12 a.m. in Australian time. So I'll be delayed with one episode again because episode 20 is happening tomorrow. But we have some delays because we have different time zones. So see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice day. This has been My Heart Reacts, and to see you again. See you again tomorrow. God bless you guys. Have a nice day. Good night. Good night.